Hello everyone, I am therapist Hazwani. Today I'm going to share with you on topic how to deal with child difficulty to follow instruction. Okay, before we start, a little bit about myself. I am the occupational therapist graduated from UITM. I have been working as occupational therapist in Happyland Psychology and Therapy for about 9 years. One of the reason I love to teach and do therapy with the special needs children is because one of the reason is because not only I'm providing the therapy and opportunity for them to learn, but I also can gain opportunity to learn about life and improving my personal and professional aspect. Okay, so let's begin our topic for today. So my topic is how to deal with child difficulty to follow instruction. I would like to share on two content. Okay, the first one is four prerequisites ability to follow instruction, and second one is four strategies to deliver clear instruction. Okay. So why is following instruction is important? Okay, so it is important for the children to be able to follow instructions so that they can function effectively across different environment. Okay, for example, at home, at kindergarten or school, or when they going for following you to go to shopping mall or visiting the friends or relative house. Okay, so if the child is struggle to follow instruction, this will affect their ability to follow, to reach or to get the desired output or outcome, which is to complete the task effectively. Okay, so it is important to make sure that the child is getting the message or information that what information that we are trying to send to give them. Okay, so and then we can notice that the child difficulty to follow instruction through the behavior that they display. Okay, so for example, when they need to complete the task, the child might need a clear or a short simple instruction, or they need many repetition to get the message and follow the instruction. Or some may look at you blankly, they are blank and they may have difficulty to follow and to process what we are saying. Okay, so they tends to look at others to see what to see and figure out what they need to do. Okay, and in the classroom, teacher might feedback that the child misinterpret the instruction or difficult to comprehend the instruction, which can cause them to unable to complete the task given or fail to meet the task requirement. And in the social setting, we can notice that they have difficulty to follow the rules, become non-compliant or non-cooperative, and difficult to engage in the same activity with others. Okay, and also they might be struggle to follow long instruction, or to do the multi-step tasks or activities. Okay, next we go for the first content, which is four prerequisites abilities to follow instructions. Okay, during my practice as occupational therapist, when the child is having difficulties with certain area or certain skills, I will look into what is the underlying problem, or and understand what is the prerequisites abilities needed for to achieve these abilities or these skills. Okay, so when we understand and found what is the causes of the difficulties, it is easier, and we can plan our direction of the therapy activities. Okay, okay. So the first prerequisites abilities is hearing ability. Hearing ability is the awareness of the sound and their meaning. Hearing problem can cause a problem with the speech development, language, learning, and social skills. So these are all areas also related to ability to follow instruction. Okay, and then if you found that your child is having difficulty to follow instruction, it is advisable to go for hearing test. This test is to identify whether the child hearing is normal or abnormal. Okay, so if this first prerequisite ability is normal, so then we can look into others prerequisite skills for ability to follow instruction. Okay, next prerequisite ability is receptive language. Okay, to be able to follow instruction, the child is required to be able to comprehend the language, to be able to understand the concept and vocabulary. Okay, for example, for this picture, the instruction given was to take and arrange the blocks according to their shapes and color. Okay, so to be able to follow this instruction, the child is required to understand the language that being used by the therapist, and to understand the concept and vocab. What is take and arrange? What is blocks? And how to identify differentiate the shapes and the color of the blocks. The third prerequisite abilities is attention and concentration. Okay, it is a sustained effort to maintain attention on instruction given and doing the activities without distraction to get the task done. Okay, for example, for these activities, the task is to insert the ball into the box. Okay, and instruction given by the therapist is stand on the first beam. Okay, the first child will stand on the green beam and then wait for the friend to insert the ball, the first friend. Okay, and step forward after the friend step down from the beam. Okay, so in this activity, multi-step and sequential activity require the child to have a good attention on the instruction given. When they have poor attention and concentration, they tend to miss out the instruction. They tend to forget one part of the instruction, and also they will get distracted during completing the activities. Okay, for example, they might, when they stand on the first beam, they might forget that they need to wait for the friend to step down or to put the ball first. So when they forgot, they will just step forward without waiting the friend to step down. Okay, so this will cause the child fail to meet the requirement of the task. The fourth prerequisites abilities for following instruction is working memory. It's basically referring to storage and manipulation of the information. Okay, working memory is involved in language comprehension, reasoning, and learning new information and also update this information as change occurs. Okay, for example, in this picture, okay, the child is being instructed to insert the ball into the hole of this Lego. Okay, this is the first information, and then it's being stored in the brain. Okay, so they do this activity, and she put it correctly. She able to follow instruction, and then the next instruction is given. A new instruction is given, which is they need to match the ball color into the color of the Lego. Okay, so they need to update this information. Its changes has been occurred, so they need to update the information and match the ball with the color of the Lego. Okay, so if their working memory is good, they will be able to complete this task as being instructed. But when they having difficulties, we can see that they might need a more simple instruction. They might need a clearer and short instruction, or they need a repetition. Okay, the therapist need to repeat the instruction again and again, so that they get the message. Okay. Okay, so that's it about 4 prerequisites ability to follow instruction. I hope you can get more understanding on why the child is having difficulties to follow instruction. Okay, next we will go for on 4 strategies to deliver clear instruction to the child. Okay, so the first strategies is to give instruction appropriate with the age and the child's level of understanding. Okay, so it is important to understand your child's level of understanding so that they can able to follow the instruction effectively. Okay, so basically this is a quick reference on age development of ability to understand the instruction. Okay, and okay, so 1 to 2 years old, they should be able to understand simple one-step instruction. Okay, for example, give me the cup. Okay, put the toys, keep the toys. This is simple one-step instruction. At age of 2 to 3 years old, they should be able to understand 2 part of instruction. Take the bottle and put on the table. This is 2 part of instruction. Okay, and then 3 to 4 years old, they should be able to understand 3 part of instruction. Take the apple, orange, and put into the basket. This is 3 part in one instruction. Okay, so try to understand age of development and give according to their level of understanding. Okay, for 5 years old and above, they should be able to understand more than 3 part of instruction. Okay. Okay. Secondly is to use a child's familiar words. Okay, when the child is having a speech and language development problem, they will have a problem to understand language or have a limited vocabularies. Okay, so we as a parents, teachers, or therapists need to understand that to understand their level of understanding of the words and use it when giving out the instruction. Okay, using a familiar words, the child's familiar words can help them to understand better and responding better to our instruction. Okay, thirdly is to use support to help the child to understand better. Okay, remember the 4 prerequisites abilities that I'm sharing before, which is hearing abilities, attention, receptive language, and working memory. So when they have difficulties with those, any one of the abilities or more, okay, they need a support, which we call it as a prompting, as a guidance, or as a cues. So one of the example that prompting we are giving is a visual prompting. Okay, for example, the instruction is to keep the shoes on the rack. Okay, so the child with receptive language may have difficulties to understand what they need to do. Okay, so visual prompting, the first one, for example, is pointing. Okay, when we can point to the shoes and point to the rack. This visual prompting or visual guidance can help them to understand that they need to take the shoes and put it on the rack. Okay, and next is use of picture. For example, when we giving instruction for the child to go take the ball. So for this child, maybe she not understand what is ball's meaning. Okay, so we use a picture of ball to indicate that this is what we need. Okay, so she understand from the pictures, she understand this is ball, and then she can she can follow our instruction to take the ball. Okay, and then use of checklist. Okay, for example, the child maybe have a problem with attention, with the working memories, which they always forget the steps or need a repetition of instruction. Okay, so checklist can be helpful for them to get back on the track. Okay, we can list down step by step of the instruction and of what they need to do. Okay, then when they happen to forget the steps, they can always refer back to the checklist. Okay, and the next one is a visual schedule. Visual schedule is, for example, have you ever seen a step-by-step instruction of sanitizing the hands, washing hands, or instruction of precaution during COVID-19, such as must wear the mask, keep maintaining social distancing, and so on. Okay, this is example of visual schedule that can help a better understanding and a better ability to follow instruction. Another support is by using physical prompting. Okay, when verbal instruction, visual prompting are not enough, we can go for physical prompting. Okay, we can when a child is having very difficult to understand what is the instruction being given, so we can use we can physically guide the child to do the task. Okay, then and then there are more to learn about prompting, support, use or guidance, such as level of prompting, how much to give the prompting, how and when we need to gradually reduce the prompting, and so on. So maybe in future, Happy Learn can make it as another topic, another sharing topic. Okay. Okay, strategies number 2, be close, be direct, and be specific. Okay, how we going to do this? Okay, so let's do rather than A, let's try out B. Okay, so let's recall back. If we ever calling out the child across the room, does they come to us immediately, or we need to call them again and again? And when you are giving instruction without having eye contact, the tendency to repeat the instruction is higher because the child does not give enough attention on you and your instruction. And we also tend to give instruction when we are doing other tasks or the child is doing other tasks. Okay, this can cause the message not being sent effectively. So rather than doing this, let's change to be close when giving the instruction. Okay, so be close referring to you are closer distant to the child, you are having eye contact with the child, and you get the child's attention before giving the instruction. Next, asking question or giving options. Okay, this method is useful for certain situation, but for situation which we want the child to get the message and produce a desired outcome, this method can be less effective. And also we tend to use do not. We often use do not, do, don't, cannot. Okay. Most of the time, the child will get the last word in the sentences of instruction that we give. So when we say don't run, they hear run. We say don't take, they hear take. Okay, even me, previously I also used this method. Okay, it takes some time to change to more effective method, which is be direct. Okay, be direct on what you want them to do. Give a statement rather than say don't run, say sit down. Rather than don't make a mess, say keep your toys. Okay, rather than asking question, are you ready for your homework? We say take out your homework, or we say let's do your homework. Okay, so rather than asking do you want to do it now or later, we say do this now. Okay, give a statement, give a direction for them so that they get clearly what they need to do. And last one is we sometimes not aware we are giving non-specific instruction. For example, after done preparing the lunch box for school, mommy put the lunch box on the table and say, Meme, faster take it. And then Meme was like, have no idea what to take what and just walk away from the kitchen. And then mommy was like, hey, Meme, take this. And then Meme come back to the kitchen and stand blankly, still not know what she needs to do, what she needs to take. And then mommy become more furious and it's like this, showing this, your lunchbox. Okay, so is it sound familiar? Sometimes it happened also in our therapy session. We ask the student, please keep everything. And the child is only the child is keeping, but only keep one item. So they don't know or not understand what is the meaning of everything. Okay, so rather than giving our non-specific instruction, try to practice to give a specific command. Okay, specific command it is more clear and the child can get the message effectively. Okay, so rather than say faster take, please keep everything, we say please give the book. And rather than say do all your homework, say specifically do page 3 and 4. Okay, so please try this method, be close, be direct, be specific, and see the changes. And of course, these needs practices and also consistent with the method. Third strategy is simplify the explanation. Giving an explanation or reasoning can increase the likelihood the child will listen to instruction. But sometimes we miss out the instruction with the reasoning, and then the main message, which is the instruction, gets lost in it. Okay, for example, we ask the child to do the homework, then we give the instruction, do your homework. It is already late. Later you cannot finish it. This is the reasoning or rationale. Okay, and then you say again, stop playing the game. So we can see here the mix up of the instruction and the reasoning. Okay, so our our aim is to get them to do the task, which is to do the homework, but it end up that they not even get the command. Okay, so what we can do? Okay, so what we can do is let's try to put the rationale or reasoning or explanation at the beginning and the command at the end. Okay, remember that the child tends to catch the last word or sentences in one instruction. Okay, so let's try to do okay, the rationale or reasoning. Your playtime is up. Stop playing the games. Okay, and then you have two homework to do. That's take times to finish. Do your homework now. So from the previous instruction, you can split the instruction into two parts. Okay, and then it is more clear. He need to stop playing the games and he needs to do his homework now. The fourth strategy is give time for them to process information. Okay, so let's try to practice this. Firstly, give a calm instruction. By practicing giving a calm instruction, can teach the children to learn, to listen to the calm instruction that given once. Okay, so rather than learning that they don't need to listen because the instruction will be repeated. Okay, secondly, practice 7-3 rules. Okay, what is 7-3 rules? Okay, it is referring to after you give instruction, wait at least 7 seconds for the child to process the information and at least 3 repetition of the instruction. Okay, for example, when we're giving instruction, Meme, put the bottle on the table and then wait 7 seconds. If no response, repeat again and then wait 7 seconds. Okay, if no response, repeat again. Okay, sometimes you may need more than 7 seconds to wait or more than 3 repetition. It is depending how the child is responding. But if you wait until 1 minute or repeat it 5 to 10 times, meaning that our method of giving instruction is not appropriate or not effective. So we need to adjust our instruction. Okay. And then thirdly, watch and wait. Okay, watching and waiting also helps keep us adults, okay, from doing what we have requested of our kid for them. So we sometimes tend to do it for them so that the task can be done faster. Okay, it is maybe good for us because it settles fast, but it is not good for the children. They learn that they don't need to listen and do because at the end their parents will do it for them. Okay, so you can practice these 3 strategies. Okay. These strategies must be used together with the previous 3 strategies, and then because yes, we need to give a calm instruction, but the instruction need to consider their level of understanding. And yes, we can practice 7-3 rules, but also we need to consider whether we give the instruction includes distance, clear, and specific manner. Okay. All right. So there are many more strategies in providing clear instruction to the child. But for now, I'm sharing only 4 strategies that I always practice. I always practice. Okay. I hope you can practice all 4 strategies. Have you ever noticed difficulties of your child to follow instruction? If yes, please look for consultation and therapy. It's because intervention can help the child to follow instruction within the educational setting, to follow commands within social situation, and understand and complete routine and unfamiliar tasks appropriately around the house or at school. Okay, so that's all for my sharing today. I hope that you can gain a knowledge from my sharing and can practice the strategies that I share. Okay, so do contact us at Happyland Psychology and Therapy through our phone number, email, and Facebook for any inquiries. And remember to like and follow our Facebook and YouTube page. Thank you and bye-bye.